Hi, I'm Dennis Young with Issues in Education. I'm very pleased to have with me Patty Bedborough, who is the Chief Financial Officer for the Parkway School Districts. So thanks for being with us. Now, I think it's important to let the viewers understand something about Parkway. 17,500 students, about 28 schools and a few more buildings, and it covers 70 square miles. That's quite a big operation, and you're a Chief Financial Officer, so you got your hands full. So there's certainly lots of topics we could cover. And it seems like one is the issue of sustainability, because you've taken a really aggressive approach at sustainability, not using it as a punchline or just a phrase, but you've really integrated sustainability into the whole financial operations of the district. So tell us about it.
Okay, so I'll start with a history of Parkway and our sustainability. Years ago, we actually had one of the first recycling plants actually on Parkway
really?
Property.
Wow.
Yes. So it's been a thing, if you will, for Parkway for several years. I started at Parkway 5 years ago, and one of my employees is the Director of Sustainability and Purchasing. So we've had momentum going. But what we've really done is taking that to the next level. So when we started planning projects for a 2014 bond issue, we were looking at HVAC systems or roof systems, not just to replace like same, but to take them to the next level. So Eric Leaders is our Director of Sustainability and Purchasing. He actually brought to our attention that we could begin and be part of the Department of Energy's Better Building Challenge. So with this, we've made a 10-year commitment to saving at least 2% in energy and water reduction each year over a 10-year period. So since its inception, we've actually saved $1 million on the energy line already in our budget. So what has that helped us to do? It helped us to build our fund balances, and in a time where we have rather flat growth in our revenues, it's helped us to provide raises for our employees so that we can successfully retain and attract quality staff members for the education of our students.
Well, it seems like just having the training in place and the awareness for your staff to execute a district-wide program like this is a huge task. How do you do that?
It is. Well, we've had Project Parkway, which is our strategic plan for our school district. We were doing a reboot of that. So developing our strategic plan 2.0, Project Parkway 2.0, it was developed with a lot of focus groups, community members, students, staff. And then from that, we actually built in our goal 3, which is all about allocation of resources, we actually built a measurable objective that actually is sustainability focused. So not just environmental, but also to look at financial sustainability as well. So we're not going to take on an expenditure that our budget will not sustain for time to come.
So what's a reasonable payback, do you think, in some of these programs that you look for?
So it depends on the life of the asset.
Very good.
Right, so we want to look at LED for all of our parking lots. We had an immediate payback, $134,000 a year just in changing all of our outdoor lighting to LED. So that actually had an ROI of about 2 years. Pretty amazing,
that's
right?
Amazing,
But not everything's going to have that short of a payback period. One of the items that we have on our upcoming bond work that we're going to begin, because we just passed a bond issue, is actually installing geothermal at one of our high schools that's actually all electric now, or mostly electric. So we're going to look at that as an alternative source of energy, and that's going to have a much longer payback, but we know that the HVAC equipment lasts about 20 years. So it is a shorter payback than 20 years, but of course it's not a 2-year payback.
So what you have is really a comprehensive program that's been thought through. And how long ago did it originate?
So, probably 20 to 25 years ago
it's
when
been in the
recycling started.
I see.
And then gradually we just keep on building on that and building on that.
If you had to share 2 or 3 lessons learned of a district, whether it's your size or smaller, who wants to start a program like this, how do you start? How do you do those successful first steps? to get it started?
Well, first, in order to get employee buy-in, because it will
Yeah.
take employee buy-in, you have to explain the why.
Uh-huh.
So we tied that to energy savings and being able to provide better resources for our students and for education.
See.
It can't just be one person leading. It really has to be a group effort and collaboratively developed as well.
Uh-huh.
When it was just one person leading it, we didn't get very far.
Huh.
So now we actually have true buy-in from our facilities department.
Uh-huh.
Besides, we're looking at building involvement. We have 4 nationally recognized green ribbon schools as well now.
Green ribbon.
So green ribbon schools then take an educational component of that as well. So it is integral in the class lessons of the students. They have green teams and different things too. So we have our students engaged, we have our teachers engaged, and we have, of course, our administrators engaged.
So let's talk about that green ribbon a little bit. What grade level does that start with?
Well, kindergarten.
Kindergarten,
So
huh?
we have 3 elementaries that are green ribbon schools and 1 high school, our North High.
My goodness. What a program.
Yeah.
What a program. So what's on the horizon next? You've accomplished all this in sustainability. Where do you go next? Because you have it up and running.
There's always more. Well, we have it up and running, but now it's making all of our employees even more aware. So
Uh-huh.
making sure that we're turning off lights as we leave a room, making sure that we don't have excess equipment in our classrooms. Do we need a refrigerator? Do we
I
need a
see.
space heater? Because sometimes those could counteract against, even the building HVAC system. So even though we've moved on changing a culture, we still have a lot more to move on.
Well, I bet the students are just excited about that because it brings everything together.
Oh, it does.
So,
And it's actually students that started our composting program as well.
Uh-huh.
So they actually brought the initiative forward, and then district administration did investigation, and then our Board of Education, of course, approved for us to have a composting program as well.
outstanding. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming and sharing that with us. I know we have other topics we can certainly talk to you about here in the near future. But if anyone has questions, this is a great program. I mean, to think that you've structured this and you've got it as comprehensive as you have with staff and with students, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and like I said, it started long before with our Director of Sustainability, and now, just bringing that buy-in to our other departments, I think has been very successful for us.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good talking to you.